Hey,
Nice.
Yes.
yeah, I'm kind of the same way myself. I might have to leave. I've got other commitments as well, Maureen. I've just had a hard time figuring out how to get on board, and when we were scheduled, I love that it just. I was working on my computer on a project, and it popped up. The meeting starts in 4 minutes, so that's why I'm here. I
Nice.
really shouldn't. I really shouldn't be here at this, because of my conflicting schedule. But I wanted to just at least try to, make the handshake. And how do I learn more about when they're going to be? I know that y'all have notified me, but I've just not been able to put it all together yet.
It's always Sunday at 11.
Okay.
You can use the
Well,
same
I'll be there.
the same call, the same meeting ID, and the same password every week. And if you show up late, just mute your, just be quiet when you come in, but there's no waiting room. So you can come in at any time. And the recordings will be in the group if you want to watch the recordings just to kind of catch up where we are or not. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. I'm writing down the passcode and the IDs now, so I'll be ready for next Sunday.
Okay, great.
Good.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the chat stays here. This chat's been here almost since February, since before. I think the chat stays here throughout the week because it's the same meeting. So yeah, come in anytime. I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, people just come and go, so it's fine. Whatever you're comfortable.
I need to stay on for a while. I got some forgiveness to give and take, so
There you
I
go.
want to learn back in.
Helps to have a good, healthy reminder.
Yes.
Although, I don't know, for us up north, me and Maureen both, we've just got, she has more snow than I do because she's near the lakes, but we got snow and it's sunny, gonna be 40 today. I moved my cars to melt the ice in my driveway, and I'm like, it's the little things in life that make you super happy on a February Sunday. It's not snowing, it's not freezing cold.
Yeah, we're warming up too. I think we're right now 30 degrees. There's 31, so that's
That's what we're like so excited. It's 31, but I go,
gonna get warm again before it gets cold again, but that's okay. I'll take the warmth.
but we're getting near spring and all that stuff. So it's going.
We're over halfway.
Where are you, Mara?
I'm in
Are you in
Rochester,
Greenville?
Rochester,
Rochester.
New York.
Okay.
We moved here last Christmas Eve. I moved here, so it's been snowing ever since, from sunny Florida to Rochester.
She was baptized by, you would say fire, but she was baptized by winter.
Yeah.
No,
For real.
I was baptized by snow.
Baptized by snow.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, we usually wait till a 5 after until we start, but we can go ahead and start, and you can leave when you need to leave. It's, do what you need to do. So would anyone like to start with a prayer?
Do you know what? Have you heard of the Way of Mastery book?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Have you ever done that beginning prayer that's in the beginning?
Go ahead and read it. That'd be wonderful.
Let's do that.
Okay. It's just phenomenal. You should probably read it every single day. Okay. Yeah. Here's the book. I absolutely love this book. We've done it twice. It's called I Promise You This. If you become wholly committed to awakening from the dream you have dreamt since the stars first began to appear in the heavens, and if your one desire is to be only what God created, then lay at the altar of your heart with every breath. Everything you know, everything you think you need, and look lovingly upon every place that fear has made a home in your mind. Allow correction to come. It will come. Regardless of how you experience it, it will come. And the day and the moment will arise, and all of your pain and fear and suffering will have vanished like a wind that pushes the foam of the wave away. revealing the clarity of the ocean beneath you. You will literally feel throughout your being that there never was a dream. Some memories might remain with you, and you will know that somewhere you must have dreamt a dream or had a thought of wondering what it would be like to be other than the way God created you. But it will have such a faint echo that it will leave no trace upon you. In your heart, you will smile gently, regardless of the circumstances in which you find yourself. There will be peace from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, and that peace will walk before you wherever you go. It will enter a room before you enter it with a body, and those who are becoming sensitive will wonder who has come into their place. And some will even say, behold, I believe it's Christ has come for dinner, and you will be that one, and for that is who you are, Christ eternal. Joshua.
What's the name of that book?
It's called The Way of Mastery by, oh, geez, I always forget his name.
You just said it.
Well, it says it's from the Shanti Crystal Foundation. What is his name? Yeah, I
Yes.
just said it, didn't I? It's God's book. But
Yeah.
it's called The Way of Mastery, and it's this one here. It's a big, hard, it's a really nice book.
Yeah.
And then
I like the prayer. I thought the prayer was great.
Mhm.
and that's the way it starts, and the book is just like, I look at my book and it's like that yellow highlighter book. Everything's just
Mm.
highlighted.
It says Jeshua ben Joseph.
Yes, and I'm trying to think who kind of, Alan Cohen, I think, is one who has really done a lot of stuff with this.
Yeah, well,
But I just love
makes
it.
sense because it's all aligned and it's all that truth,
Yes, and it kind of puts it in it, but I love that prayer.
It's beautiful.
I love that. So
Thank you.
The Dr. Rice's radio show, which is daily if you ever need it. I don't know if they're still working from that book, but they, for a long time, they would just go through it like we're going through this.
Oh, I
And
love
then
it.
he takes callers, but then he guides them through the forgiveness process or whatever the subject that they're on.
I just love it.
That's beautiful. So we left off on
End of number 4.
section 3, atonement and miracles. At the end of on paragraph 5 is where we pick up, right?
Right. So that would be on page 9.
Yes, page 9 if it's the same book.
Mhm.
Jennifer has a different book, I think, but she's not here right now.
I'm happy to start.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Y'all good? Okay, paragraph 5. It begins with error cannot. Is that right? Okay. Error cannot really threaten truth, which can always withstand it. Only the error is actually vulnerable. You are free to establish your kingdom where you see fit, but the right choice is inevitable if you remember this. Spirit is in a state of grace forever. Your reality is only spirit. Therefore, you are in a state of grace forever. Atonement undoes all errors in this respect and thus uproots the source of fear. Whenever you experience God's reassurances as threat, it is always because you are defending misplaced or misdirected loyalty. When you project this to others, you imprison them, but only to the extent to which you reinforce errors they have already made. This makes them vulnerable to the distortions of others, since their own perception of themselves is distorted. The miracle worker can only bless them, and this undoes their distortions and frees them from prison. And I feel like I should stop there.
I just love paragraph 6, 4 through 6.
You want me to continue?
Does anybody want to say anything?
No, you can go ahead.
Go ahead.
You respond to what you perceive and as you perceive, so shall you behave. The golden rule asks you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This means that the perception of both must be accurate. The golden rule is the rule for appropriate behavior. You cannot behave appropriately unless you perceive correctly. Since you and your neighbor are equal members of one family, as you perceive both, so you will do to both. You should look out from the perception of your own holiness to the holiness of others.
And real quick, to me, that's, because it doesn't say it, but in love, I mean, it doesn't say that directly, but because obviously when we don't, we get back what we project out.
Yeah, and I, every time I have what we all talk about as like a forgiveness lesson, so I start with whatever the subject is, which is always external. But when I go into the investigation of it more deeply, it is always self-condemnation. And then it's like, whew, when I meet that, and then in the next moment, it's like, oh, I see, it just wasn't ever about them. It's what I'm afraid is something about me. And that's also, you could say, a projection or I don't know, a effect of this thought system.
And this, honestly, I have an example of this yesterday with another course student. And it just brought up that I don't feel like I'm good enough. It was me defending myself because I don't think I'm good enough, because she comes, she came at it like that. And I reacted in a loving way. And I got offended by her way. And I mean, it was awful, but it ate me up all day. It really did.
Oh,
Yeah, it was bad. And she had to have the last word, and she wasn't a kind person. So I just had to, I stopped responding and just let it go, but I really had to examine that. And it was like, I saw myself defending myself to her. I'm an ordained minister through Pathways of Light, right? And I'm like, there I am. I could kick myself for doing that. You know what I mean? But she was just so pushy. But it was a horrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lesson in forgiveness,
I would be, if it were me, I'm just speaking for myself.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm a minister and I'm still not good enough.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Of course. I beat myself up and I question everything that my heart tells me is true. And I totally question myself. And I'm back there being that inferior child in the corner, it's amazing, Meanwhile, I was pointing at her. How that works. So,
point right back at you.
Yes, it was a rough day.
I would say probably my lesson, like in situations like that, and it will go through my mind like a ticker tape. In my defenselessness, my safety lies.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's a return to
it's really one of my favorite things because it's a volatile world right now. I went to a meeting yesterday with the Airstreamers, and there's a lot of, everyone's coming from a different point of their fear right now. And I guess some of my training come from being a union steward for 20 years in a shop with all men. And you just you learn how to a lot of times people just want to be heard. You just kind of listen to them, and it's hard. It's a hard thing to break because we're wired to help, give advice, do this and that. And sometimes you just need to listen. You say, I see you, I hear you. I don't really have a solution for you, but I'm here. And then, and Lisa Natoli is one that always said a lot of times she will just look someone in the eye, and in her mind, she's saying, you are the eyes of Christ. Look them right in the eye. And you don't even have to say anything, but you just say this in your mind. You are loved. You are whole. You are perfect. You are, even if they're raging, so you just kind of, it's really hard not to give your opinion. or to try to help someone, whichever way you want to perceive help being.
Yeah,
Do it
I was
somewhere else.
in my what's the word for it? I was trying to be a savior and come to the defense of this woman that this other woman attacked, and I you know, with my ACIM principles.
Oh
You're
my
like
God, you're
you're like
singing
my
my
sister Bonnie.
song. Yeah, I was thinking like I just want to, if it's okay, I just want to say I cancel my goal for me to have done that differently when I was blind, and I cancel my goal for them to have done that differently when they were.
I like that.
I miss you, Brad. We used to sit together every week, and I sure do miss that because he would totally bring it back, you know.
But you
I
know,
mean, whew,
that's why these meetings are important, because it reminds you. It just keeps reminding you who you are, a child of God. You are loved, even if you don't feel like it. And it's hard because even though you
yeah,
had that interaction yesterday, it weighed on your mind because you
yeah.
felt that you weren't good enough, you didn't do the right thing, and then that's when you go, oh, there's that word, do,
Do
those
should.
things need to be
I
done.
was beating myself up for doing anything. Yeah, absolutely. I was
How
like,
you do
oh,
it?
I know better. I've done this. I've been here before, which is why I don't
Mhm,
participate with the groups on
mhm.
Facebook. I don't. They're just, some of them are just so hostile and just,
Yeah, I
it's
probably just
insanity to me because I don't
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Brad,
it's like I know I found it's like I I hate I hate this one, but I got a special relationship with the Course of Miracles. It's like I found the light, the truth, and the way, and oh my God, my such old low self-esteem. Of course, I wanted that. I mean, when I began to have my awakening experience, it was like all I saw was how I messed up, messed up, messed up, and I didn't want to do that anymore. But it was still lacking. I mean, that was just the beginning of the undoing that would lead to the practice of forgiveness, which I think will last until my dying breath, of letting go of all of the condemnation that I put on myself over that.
Brad, do you remember what you said the last time you talked that Maureen related to? Do you remember? Because I didn't quite get that.
Oh, about the
The,
canceling the goal. Explain the canceling the goal to him.
so yeah, so like every
I love
forgiveness
that.
that I have, that I go through is because the person or situation it violated some goal that I was holding. And the goal that I'm holding is tied to the false self-identification that I have believed that I am. And so I think that I need that, whatever it is, so that false self, which can never be fulfilled, will get fulfilled. And so I cancel my goal. And one of those goals that I have is that I should be perfect or whatever it is. I should get it right. And
Like
so,
expectations in a way. I mean, right?
yes,
Wouldn't you say
absolutely.
interchangeable?
Yeah, but the
What
goal is like I
expectation?
really am driving towards it. I'm trying to make it happen. So when I cancel the goal, because the goal is the driver of the program, I am this thing. So when I cancel the goal, the program can no longer run. And then the perceptual distortion collapses, and then the Holy Spirit shows me what is really real. That's basically the dynamics of forgiveness. So it doesn't have anything to do with pardoning the other person, really.
Right.
No.
It's removing the false idea that I have of myself. That we are born into that conversation. Like, you're born and then you're given a name and it's like you're Philip. And then whatever perception they had about that, and then whatever perception I build around that for myself. And
You build up the story and the
yeah,
characters.
and I like to say, Where did I get my information? I got some from my family. I got some from my church. I got some from my school. And I got a lot of it watching Young and the Restless when I was out of out of school for the summer. I mean, really,
Yeah,
it's just not
I totally
dependable.
get it.
I was
Man.
fooled by the Young and the Restless.
Me too. And General Hospital.
Mine
Yeah,
was the guiding light.
I've almost
yeah,
the guiding light.
yeah.
I've almost been sucked back into it as an adult. I was like, ooh, it's there, and all the episodes are there.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
funny.
Thanks. Thank you.
That's great. Very
When
helpful.
we get done with this, I'll try to remember. I will post the information on our site about the Way of Mastery,
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
name of the book and stuff. Because this one here, the book has there's like, it's kind of like Course in Miracles. There's
Yeah.
3 sections to it, and this is all into one section. And yeah,
feel
we
like
did.
I have it, but I haven't touched it in years. If I do have it, how old is it?
Oh, I don't.
It's both a while. It's old.
No, I think so.
What's the website? Did you say there was a website?
She'll post it in the group.
It's called the Shanti Christo Foundation, SHANTI, and Christo. I'm sure that's supposed to be Spanish for something.
You're so cute. God bless you.
Thank you. What's the group? I mean,
Oh,
how do
you're
I
in the
look-
group. The group, the A Course in Miracles text group.
The
That
Facebook group.
the Facebook group.
Well, how do I? If I wanted to go there and find that what you're referring to, how would I do it?
I would
how
just
would I get?
Google the Way of Mastery. And
Oh, I
then,
thought you were going to post it on the group. I can do that. I've got it written down. I'm just trying to
Oh, yeah.
figure out what the group is. Actually, can I go to the group whenever I want, or?
yeah,
In
it's the
Facebook?
Facebook group.
Yeah,
the
you're
Facebook
in
group.
there. This is where you got the. Did I send you an email? Or you got the link in the Facebook group.
Oh, the Facebook group. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. See email from Maureen, right?
Yeah, and here's I have the website here. I'll just post it. I pulled it up on my phone.
Yeah, there you go.
But
It
still,
says-
post it in the group for everyone else if you would, because people might want it.
Yeah,
Because
because
who aren't here.
And
it's
the good. Go ahead.
well, it's not exactly the same as the Course in Miracles, but it goes into sections, and there's just, I don't know. It's another one I have earmarked and highlighted, and we did this for a couple years.
It says on Google Books that it was given, I guess it was given to the writer during the years of 94 to 97. And then
Yeah, I
it
was
was,
curious.
yeah.
So it was a
I think the first year, my book says the first year it was 2005 it was published, and it's been published a bunch of years after that.
okay. Yeah, you can get it at that Shanti Christo store.
Yeah, Shanti Christo.
Yeah, I'm going to go on to, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I see that right there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So number 7.
Sure.
Okay. Miracles arise from a mind that is ready for them. By being united, this mind goes out to everyone, even without the awareness of the miracle worker himself. The impersonal nature of miracles is because the atonement itself is one, uniting all creations with their creator. As an expression of what you truly are, the miracle places the mind in a state of grace. The mind then naturally welcomes the host within and the stranger without. When you bring in the stranger, he becomes your brother.
Can we just pause in the beauty of that?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I feel it.
And I'm back to, we talked about this last week. I guess we'll talk about it every week. It's like that, back to letting go and just seeing like all the ways. It's like, oh, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. And then allowing, because it wants to come, it's not something that I have to like, you know, stop working at
It's
it.
just in letting go. Yeah, exactly. It's so much easier than we make it. Than I
Yeah.
make it. Okay,
Well, you think you let it go, and then you're like, dang it,
Nah.
let it go.
yeah, I always say over and over again, that song over and over again. That's
Yeah.
that country pop song. It just always comes to mind because I'm like, here I am again.
There we go again. There we go again.
That's my song.
Funny.
Y'all want to go on?
Sure.
Okay.
I love the way you read. But anyone else can read, of course.
That the miracle may have effects on your brothers that you may not recognize is not your concern. The miracle will always bless you. Miracles you are not asked to perform have not lost their value. They are still expressions of your own state of grace. But the action aspect of the miracle should be controlled by me because of my complete awareness of the whole plan. The impersonal nature of miracle mindedness ensures your grace, but only I am in a position to know where they can be bestowed. Miracles are selective only in the sense that they are directed towards those who can use them for themselves. Since this makes it inevitable that they will extend them to others, a strong chain of atonement is welded. However, this selectivity takes no account of the magnitude of the miracle itself, because the concept of size exists on a plane that is itself unreal. Since the miracle aims at restoring the awareness of reality, it would not be useful if it were bound by laws that govern the error it aims to correct. I know, right? Mm.
It's just
Yeah, I just feel myself stepping back and asking, okay, please take over. I'm ready to be guided. I know that I'll be shown when I need to be shown. Um, help me this space I want to follow.
and truthfully, when we do pause and ask, we're always shown. And I often don't pause and ask, but I feel like I feel like it's my heart, but it's really my ego. So when I don't pause and ask,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah, I miss out. I just miss it.
yes.
And then the ego's real quick to just come in and say, well, you didn't ask or whatever it is.
Here you go.
Yeah, and then I'm in its grip, and then it can just sort of dominate me with all of those fears and self-condemnation and all of that. And that also, is it's just false. What a relief.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like I know I'm just sitting with that and then noticing in my mind how it wants to come in and I don't know, play some noble part like I'll like it's saying like well, maybe you should just hold on to a little
Bless you.
self-condemnation just in case.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
I know. If we talk to everyone the way we talk to ourselves, we wouldn't have anybody who'd want to be around us. We can hold on to some stuff.
If we don't let go of that, I mean, obviously that's the way we're going to project out into the world, and that's exactly it. It's all that in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's how we learned it.
because we hold on to that trauma. And I'm convinced I mean, obviously, if with reincarnation and so forth, yet past life trauma, whatever. But even this life trauma, most of us, I don't remember my childhood up to a big part. I don't remember it. So, and those are the formative years.
Yes.
That a lot happens that, you don't even know. You don't even know in this lifetime what you went through. But just the story, it's all a story, but it's still, we hold on to it. It's in our
Yeah. Carol Howe talks about that a lot, and she talks about, and I love her.
I love her
And
too.
she talks about a lot of it is pre-verbal, which sort of blows my mind.
Yes, I believe it. Philip, look up Carol Howe on YouTube. She's a beautiful teacher of A Course in Miracles. It's Carol and then Howe. Just watch her videos, and they're just beautiful. She's just so clear. She's very clear.
Okay, well,
simplifies.
I just go to YouTube and look up Carol Howe.
Yes, and I think
I was wondering where I could get something for the drive home. I got a 4-hour drive.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love listening to her. She's just absolutely clear, and it's not convoluted. It's just real simplified. And, really the course is simple. We just make it so complex. That's why it's so big because we're so complex, but
we're humans.
Yes, exactly. But everything in this book is repeated over and over in just different ways. So I would strongly suggest you listen to Carol Howe. I think you'll really enjoy her.
Definitely. By the way, I think 15, 20 years ago, I was into the course for maybe 3 or 4 years, but, I haven't gotten back into it. I've always thought, well, someday I'm going to take a trip, stay on a boat for a month and read the course, but I've not yet done it. And so that's why I'm glad to grasp on now. Definitely, I'll listen to her on the way home for sure.
Yeah. Keep showing up here, and if not, just watch the videos. Whatever you can do, fit into your life. Because
how do I watch the videos? Yeah, the ones on YouTube that you just told me about. Okay.
There, and then if you want to watch our videos, you can go to the Facebook group, and I post them every week.
Yeah, you can replay those.
Okay.
So
well, I may have to sign off with the computer, but I'm going to keep it on the I'm going to keep it on the telephone while I got a commitment to get this stuff done,
absolutely.
Timely.
Just put yourself, absolutely. No worries.
I'll see y'all next week at 11 o'clock.
Sounds great. Happy to have you here.
I'll be on the telephone as well. I don't know how I'm going to get off here. I guess I'll just close it off the computer.
Yeah, you could just close it off.
Yeah.
And then if you'll just mute, if you're walking around a lot, just mute your phone so we don't hear the background.
Well, I wonder how I do that.
Open the call, and then there's a mute button. Perfect. We can't hear you. Thank you, Philip. All right. Who wants to pick up the reading? I think he's still talking. We can't hear you, though. Have safe travels home.
What do you two read? I like listening to both of you guys.
Okay. You want to read, Maureen?
I know you love to read. I'm happy with listening.
I am too.
I'll read. We are at The Escape from Darkness. The escape from darkness involves 2 stages. First, the recognition that darkness cannot hide. This step usually entails fear. Second, the recognition that there is nothing you want to hide, even if you could. This step brings escape from fear. When you have become willing to hide nothing, you will not only be willing to enter into communion, but will also understand peace and joy. Holiness can never be really hidden in darkness, but you can deceive yourself about it. This deception makes you fearful because you realize in your heart it is a deception, and you exert enormous efforts to establish its reality. The miracle sets reality where it belongs. Reality belongs only to spirit, and the miracle acknowledges only truth. It thus dispels illusions about yourself and puts you in communion with yourself and God. The miracle joins in the atonement by placing the mind in the service of the Holy Spirit. This establishes the proper function of the mind and corrects its errors, which are merely lacks of love. Your mind can be possessed by illusions, but spirit is eternally free. If a mind perceives without love, it perceives an empty shell and is unaware of the spirit within. But the atonement restores spirit to its proper place. The mind that serves the spirit is invulnerable.
Just love that.
I like that. Atonement restores spirit to its proper place. It's just
And its
beautiful.
errors are merely lacks of love.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's not, and then it's making a distinction, it sounds like, too, that it's not that I am possessed by illusions, but my mind can be possessed by illusions and I can identify with the mind. That's why it feels like I am possessed by illusions. Sometimes it does feel like I'm possessed.
Yes. Sometimes I do too. The Taurus nature in me tends to come out sometimes. The bull.
The other thing, and it's just for me, is this the second in the first paragraph versus the second, the recognition that there's nothing you want to hide, even if you could. I'm just going to spend a little time, I think, writing down whatever it is I think that I need to hide.
I like that.
Because the journaling process usually moves something off of the top of consciousness and allows the deeper fears to
Yeah.
arise. So I'm going to try spend a little time with that. I know that as soon as I put pen to paper, that's also an automatic invitation to the spirit. It does. I don't have to verbalize that. It just comes in. So
Right.
I'm gonna do that.
I like that.
Yeah, I do. I do that. I think probably when I die, my son gets a hold of my journals, which I have them all around. He's going to say, "My mom was a little wackadoo, but then she was good."
Right. This explains a lot.
He's a lot. Wish I'd have known this before.
That's hilarious.
And then you turn around and write, "It's 33 degrees and sunny, and I am happy."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. But yeah, the pen to paper thing is it gets it out of here and puts it there, and then it's gone. And because there really is something, I'm sure, spiritual, scientifically, whatever. If you can speak or write or express what's in here, you can dispel that out of there. We did this experiment a couple times. We used to do this Friday morning. It's course it's Miracles group. In fact, the videos are all still on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I know. And so the majority of them are on there. I do speaking in it and stuff. But anyway, we did this experiment. We didn't do these on the video. A couple times we just randomly we just put out these numbers and we paired off into two people. And we had 2 to 3 minutes for each person to say something to the other person. The other person only just would look him in the eye, no advice, no anything, just listen.
These were the
And then
groups, the Friday groups with Lisa. I've seen
Yeah.
them. Yeah, I
And
remember
then-
that.
And then the other ones would do it, and then the other one would do it, and then it would be done. You would tell them something that you would never tell anybody else, or something that's been, and that was so healing. That 4 to 5 minutes of that, of nobody, like, there was no, sometimes we would hold hands together, but there was no advice, no anything, no, And it was probably one of the most powerful healing experiences.
Mm.
Just doing that. And that's just because you're getting it out. And once it's out there, I just kind of vision like, those kind of cartoons or whatever, it's coming out of your mouth, it's going out into the ether and it's gone.
Mhm.
And, it helps. I mean, you still have residual crap that goes on, but it gets lesser and lesser. And next thing you know, it's gone.
I've been writing poetry actually every
Have
day.
you? Nice. Look at your baby. She's gonna steal the show.
This
Mm.
is Mabel.
Mabel. I love
Mabel.
all the names that's what I had. A
We have all the
Greta
old
cat.
lady names.
Yeah, a Greta dog. I got a Greta cat. I like their names. Mabel.
Yeah,
Mabel.
She is beautiful.
she's a doll baby. She's a sweet. She's such a lover too. She's a
I
cuddler.
can I can tell she snuggled right up in your neck and like the curve of your neck.
She just
Yeah, she's
loves.
getting that look in her eyes like I think I might go to sleep.
Hmm.
All right, you need to get down, girl.
You're
Sorry.
distracting.
She just wants my oatmeal that's sitting here in the bowl. Honestly, that's really all she wants. I'm kidding. She'll eat. I think she'll eat me. If she
Oh,
could eat me, she would eat me.
I know.
Y'all want me to continue?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, paragraph 3. Darkness is lack of light as sin is lack of love. It has no unique properties of its own. It is an example of the scarcity belief from which only error can proceed. Truth is always abundant. Those who perceive and acknowledge that they have everything have no needs of any kind. The purpose of the atonement is to restore everything to you, or rather, to restore it to your awareness. You were given everything when you were created, just as everyone was. The emptiness engendered by fear must be replaced by forgiveness. That is what the Bible means by, quote, there is no death, end quote, and why I could demonstrate that death does not exist. I came to fulfill the law by reinterpreting it. The law itself, if properly understood, offers only protection. It is those who have not yet changed their minds who brought the hellfire concept into it. I assure you that I will witness for anyone who lets me, and to whatever extent he permits it. Your
Ugh,
witnessing
sorry.
yes, your witnessing demonstrates your belief and thus strengthens it. Those who witness for me are expressing through their miracles that they have abandoned the belief in deprivation in favor of the abundance they have learned belongs to them.
Hmm. They abandoned in the belief of deprivation in favor of the abundance.
I love it.
It says a lot right there, doesn't it?
It just fills me up. It just really does.
Mm-hmm.
But it has such authority. I mean, the ego cannot say, it can't argue with it.
No.
You know, it just gets quiet and then I receive it.
Yes. 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 That's what, if you go into like literal sense of this stuff, like, you I was saying earlier, I had the little banking incident and it's been a nightmare. February has not been the most pleasant month to be in. And then in the middle of it all, they go, oh, by the way, your healthcare office you've been going to for 35 years is closing in 2 weeks. So you got that going on too, the panic in the bank. But when it comes to abundance and in the past, this would have probably sent me into a spiral, a panicky spiral. So on February 6th, I had that little incident with the bank, shut everything down, this and that. And I'm thinking, well, what do I do about money? You know, I don't
Mhm.
know what's going into my bank. I don't know what's going on in my bank. Are my bills being paid? And then Friday, this week, it was slowly each day something good happened each day. Things were going into place, but that's 2 weeks later. And that's where this kind of work really comes into where you just got to go, okay, it's going to work out.
Always does.
There's nothing I can fix in an hour with something like this. So you pick away at it, and next thing you know, and then it's gonna be good, you know. But in the past, that would have spiraled me right out, going, I thought I had switched my bank account, for my mortgage. I pay it every other week. Well, first they said your mortgage has been paid, and then it says your mortgage it was returned by the bank. So then I had to get on the phone, and she said, "Oh yeah, we sent it to your old account." So, but you just be pleasant and nice and calm, and that got accomplished. It came through the bank because I said, I don't want to get way behind a mortgage.
And then
So,
Rebecca, you go to the grocery store and you don't buy Snackers.
exactly.
Or no small upsets.
I know.
That's right. That's right. That's true though, because something
I
like
had
that.
to interject that. She posted something about not going to the store and getting Snackers on her
Ah.
Facebook.
Well,
But it
that's
fit
really
in.
cute.
It fit in beautifully. I could.
What was that little otter sitting there like, when I go to the grocery store, I'm not going to buy snacks, and I get home and I'm really snacky.
And I completely relate to that.
I'm
And
not
all of
buying
it.
that. You're like, dang it. Now I gotta just have crackers and peanut butter. I should have just bought a good snack at the store.
There are no small upsets.
That's right.
I know that I love that. I see that every so often. I just love that. I'm feeling really snacky and I didn't get any snacks.
I just have to say that. Yeah, I posted it in the past too. I totally.
Funny.
I think it's cute.
I think it is too.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
You have to give us your address so I can send you like snacks that are packaged in like Chinese or something as a joke. Like you all know what it
You don't know what it is. It's kind of scary.
Oh, is it crickets or what? What was it I just seen?
Cockroaches,
Yeah,
chocolate covered.
grasshoppers, crickets, they eat and stuff, but oh my God. I just seen another scary bug. That's probably why I don't live down south. My granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter is terrified of spiders, and I don't know where that came from, and I don't like them either. So we had a big talk about it. She was watching Harry Potter, and there was a part where the big spiders come in and stuff, So I was just telling her about it. I said, Grandma doesn't like spiders either. And then I was telling her how I seen this black widow spider last year in Texas, the first time I ever seen one. And I go, she was actually really beautiful, but I stayed away from her. And she goes, "Did you touch it, Grandma?" I go, "No, no, no, not a black widow. I'm not touching a spider. I just get out of here."
Yeah, we have spiders in the home. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Mhm.
I know. I have cats. The cats eat spiders. I haven't seen a spider in over a year in my house.
The dogs will eat the cats.
That's just it.
That won't work. Too bad they don't eat spiders.
You have too many dogs to get a cat. Oh my God, that's funny.
All right, sorry. Let's get back on topic.
Oh, we're feeling that it hasn't snowed in like 5 days. We're feeling really good. And the wind stopped blowing 40 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. Brad, where do we leave off at?
Well, we're done with that section. I just wanted to say that let's see, it's saying darkness is lack of light, sin is lack of love is an example of the scarcity of belief from which only error can proceed. So I just felt guided, and I wrote this down in my notebook, to also do some journaling of like, what do I think that I lack? And with everything that's going on, I don't want to do anything with this, but I would just want to expose it. That one of my big lessons right now is with my family. And that the thing is that what I think I lack is that they don't have my back. So I think, and this is probably coming out of I'll drop probably coming out of my childhood, that nobody has my back. So I am finding that I am like making them my higher power, basically.
Right.
So I'm gonna just journal about that. So I feel like I don't have security. It's a security, but it is somehow tied to my self-esteem too, and I haven't gone all the way through yet.
And it's probably tied into acceptance, where you just need to meet people where they are as who they are. It just kind of, I don't know. Maybe because I was raised in the Air Force. My father was in the Air Force for 21 years, and I was raised on Air Force bases. Now, my father was from Texas. He had a little salty language and stuff, but it was funny because it's not really what his beliefs were, but I think it was just the language that they used. He would have switched his language as he got older. He died when he was 43. So, but now all of a sudden I got that old lady brain all of a sudden. I forgot what I was going to say.
You were saying
But
about acceptance.
oh yeah, it's just acceptance of
Yeah, I understand.
yeah, and you
Well,
just
meeting
kind of
people where they are, and I can relate to the same, obviously. I think if people aren't on a spiritual path either, or
oh
Yeah.
well, I don't know what my point was. I was raised on an Air Force base, so all through school, high school, my neighbors, everything we did, we always went to schools. I'm old enough that they didn't have girls' sports in schools. It's kind of funny. They're making a huge ordeal out of it now. Um, we didn't have sanctioned sports in high school because I graduated in 1977, and I think, what was it? The Title IX came in 79 or
can't
something
believe
like that. Anyway,
it just seems unreal to
so
me.
I never noticed there was a difference of people, and I was raised in a diverse community on an Air Force base. I had neighbors that were, a black man married to a white lady, and this is in the 70s. They're Koreans, Philippines, um, all kinds of people, and I didn't know it was different
Yeah.
until probably
Mhm.
until I moved to North
I
Dakota.
think anybody that moved around a lot, because I experience the same. I think
Yeah,
people that
and,
that moved around a lot have much more openness, open mind,
yeah, I didn't know.
acceptance. Yeah.
I didn't know it was supposed to be like that. You know what I mean?
Or that it
I
would be
didn't
any
know that you're
different.
supposed to hate your neighbors, and I'm like, well, I went to school with these guys, and we played in their house. They played in our house. We learned how to do a lot of stuff together as we got into high school.
Mhm.
Going, going out to the lake on Friday nights, doing that kind of stuff. Um, but it's kind of funny. So I don't know. It still amazes me when they had put out a thing that New Hampshire was the 49th whitest state in the United States. And I was like, really? I don't think like that. That's just not the way my brain thinks, because I think everyone's the same. We're all
And we
people,
are.
humans.
And we are.
Mhm.
What they say, we're humans trying to have a spiritual experience or something like that.
When we're really spiritual, having a human experience. So.
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's where I think we get a little messed up. And that's where we need this stuff here and the journaling, but it's just healthy. It's better than picking up a bottle. It's better than drugs, whatever. I'd rather pick up this book, you know. So anyway, that's my little soliloquy there.
We stopped on 12, section 5, wholeness and spirit, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we'll continue on to.
Yes, next week.
We're on wholeness and spirit. Is that what you just said? That's what you did. Yeah. Yeah.
Wholeness and spirit. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I was glad I was able to stay
I
on.
appreciate you all. It's been a beautiful joining.
Yes.
So I just
Yeah.
gonna pick a random card from
Okay.
one of my packs. I have a lot of packs, which I usually give them away. So a mind that is concentrated on a positive thought has the power to increase the likelihood that the positive thought will materialize in the world. The most successful people in the world are those who hold in mind the highest good of all concerned, including themselves. They know that there is a win-win solution to every problem. We forget that so easily, right?
Mhm.
The feeling of personal fulfillment comes naturally from their positive contribution to the lives of others.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does
I'm
it-
seeing some evidence of that win-win situation. You know, I knew kind of going into this political thing that we're in that I just felt like it came through that it was going to, you know, the spirit uses everything for our awakening. So, and now I'm seeing that happening with people who I thought were unbudgeable. You know,
Yeah, that
they're
is a
they're,
gift.
they're changing their minds.
That is a gift. I've
Yeah.
seen that too, and it tickles me. I mean, I do want to tell you guys about an app. It's called Goods Unite Us, where you can download this app and
Yes.
support the companies that support
Uh-huh.
your political views. It's called Goods Unite Us, and it's free. And it'll
Okay.
also tell you their political views, and it'll also tell you what amounts they contributed to each party. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them contribute to both parties because obviously they're trying to make
Mhm.
everyone happy. People please.
Yeah. It's one of those things too where, like, you know, I watch a lot of different videos, TikToks and stuff, and it seems like when you get into the southern part and the more rural part of the United States, you know, Walmart, one of the companies that, you know, I was union for 33 years. They're anti-union.
check
They
out-
came,
check out Goods
Yeah.
Unite Us.
oh
And
yeah.
honestly, you guys,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, I shouldn't even bring this up on a spiritual platform, but I just thought it doesn't matter what your views are.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, I
You
just
can,
wanted
yeah,
to,
you can do that, support, you know, support the people, but I just feel bad for a lot of the parts of the United States because Walmart, they came in like a wrecking ball, got rid of
Mhm.
every other, you know, a choice
Mhm.
that anyone would have, and then that's the only story. That's where they have to get their groceries, and I feel bad for them.
Mhm.
I have,
no, look at Goods Unite Us. I looked at Walmart this morning and you'll be surprised. You can't believe everything you hear.
yeah, well, I know that they wouldn't take my union insurance for 30 years.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
anti-union.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I just kind of, I go there when I have to.
Mhm. Mhm.
I live right across the street from Walmart. I have Target next to me and Walmart across the street.
You're right by all the the big ones.
I have
Yeah.
a hawk in my tree up here. So I got hawks all over the place.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Would anyone like to pray us out?
Mhm.
You do a good prayer, Maureen.
Yeah.
I should do the one I usually do. It's just, we offer ourselves to you to do with us as you would. Please help us to be conduits of light and love in this world. Help us to offer our hand where it's needed. Help us to shine from Holy Spirit and to be kind and loving. Help us to let go of our ego and align with you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
I think I heard one of your dogs snoring and the other one barking.
Oh, you can't hear it in the background. Is it bad?
No, I just think it's cute. I think they snore.
I always get nervous because I take calls at home. I was like, most people don't say anything. So,
No.
of course, you know, we might not be able to work from home for long.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You never know.
love you guys.
Check your email.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all. Have a great
I
have a
love
great
you.
day.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.